on to another hotline question here, and it has to do with the writer's strike that's going on right now. Check it out.
Hi, this is Edward from Ohio, and I was wondering, with the writer's strike, I understand with actor's strike, everything got to stop, but can a movie that's already written be still produced? What does this mean for us, the movie fans? Thanks.
The movie dance? I probably think they probably meant movie fans.
What's weird is I corrected that, and somehow when I exported that file, it kept dance.
It kept it? Oh, well.
Even though I fixed it.
So, yeah, obviously we talked about this at great length yesterday. The writer's strike is now on. And you may have woke up this morning and say, well, everything still looks the same. The TV show's still there. The movies are still in theaters. The writer's strike is one of these things where we're going to start feeling the effects of it a little bit later. That's when we're going to start feeling the effects of it. It won't be till a bit later. But yeah, I mean, this is crippling. A lot of shows have just been simply production on a lot of shows has been shut down, all that kind of stuff. There are some shows where like the scripts have all already been completed and written, like House of the Dragon, for example.
For All Mankind, please.
I'm not sure about For All Mankind, but House of the Dragon, which has already started production on season 2, they did put out a statement that said they had all their drafts, everything, all their scripts are completely done. They're already like halfway through production. And they said they're good. So House of the Dragon season 2 won't be affected, but a lot of shows will be.
Wait. So anything that's submitted already is they can use without having any ramifications from the strike?
If it's written, if the work is done,
okay,
it's done,
okay.
right? There's just that writers won't write anymore.
All right.
So again, a lot of shows are going to have their seasons, abbreviated, if you will. But something like House of the Dragon is fine right now. So the answer to the question, the simple answer to the question is, if the script is already written and they've got it, they can move ahead with production. The trick will become if you need rewrites. If you need rewrites, then you're in trouble. Then you're going to have a problem. But not all movies need rewrites. And if they've got their scripts and they're down, you're right. Now, if the actors were on strike, which, by the way, the actors may go on strike because SAG, the Screen Actors Guild right now, is now having their negotiations with the Producers Guild. and guess what? The DGA, the Directors Guild of America, is also starting their negotiations. We could have the writers, the actors, and the directors all on strike all within the next couple of weeks.
Does this affect any other genres that have story, like video games? Let's say the writers of those.
I'm not sure if video games use SAG or use WGA writers.
Okay.
Well, if everything goes to crap, we at least have video games to play while they sell.
Yeah, we'll still have games to play.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like novelists are out there like, I'm not writing a novel.
Yeah. But here's the thing too. Remember how I just mentioned that we won't feel, as fans sitting down right now, we are not going to feel the effect of the writer's strike for a little bit because it's going to come. For movies, that's especially true because any movie that was going to go into production tomorrow is probably not coming out in theaters till late 2024, early 2025. A lot of the movies that are going to come out over the next year are already shot and in the can. And some movies may already be in the midst of production and they've got their scripts locked. And there may even be a couple of movies upcoming that have complete script lock and they're ready to shoot and they're fine. So from a movie point of view, we're not going to feel the effects of the writer's strike for at least a year, minimum a year, because those movies are already done and they're coming out. Television is where we'll probably feel it a little sooner. But yeah, you're right. If the if the actor's strike was going on right now, well, then all production shuts down, right? Because there's no actors. You can't shoot something with actors. You can't have the actor's work already done and in the can unless it's animation.
Yeah, and you make a good point about TV because I believe Jimmy Kimmel and all those are they're just going to have to be running reruns right now.
Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live is already officially now dark.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live cannot continue because they write their show every week.
When I exited yesterday in Burbank, Disney Studios is right on the exit for Buena Vista. They're all lined up out there around the Disney Studios. I imagine they're at all the studios.
Yeah, Paramount too. I saw some stuff like they're planning to go in from Paramount. But anyways, the reason when you started talking about the movies and how movies going in production tomorrow won't come out, I just keep thinking about, come on, Blade. I'll never get Blade. Never get Blade. They had a rewriter.
That's the thing. They literally, we just talked the other day, they literally just brought in a new writer 1 month before they're supposed to start shooting. Guess what? That writer can't write anymore.
This is crap, man.
So like, I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do.
Never get my movie.
I think they're probably gonna have to push back now, because if they just brought in this new writer and he can't write anymore as of yesterday, then this supposed start of production now theoretically, what they maybe could do, it depends. Now, movies don't shoot in order, right? Many movies will shoot, okay, we're going to shoot this scene from the second act on day one. We're going to shoot this one scene from the third act on day two. We're going to shoot a scene from the first act. They don't really shoot in order. But if Blade theoretically has a bunch of the script already locked, in theory, and I'm just talking in theory, they could start production with their fingers crossed that the writer's strike will be settled before they get to the parts that they don't have a finished script for yet. But that's a dangerous way to make movies.
That's sounds like the Marvel way.
That's the new Marvel way.
I don't know.
You know what? Someone actually just said it looks like it's going to be the COVID streaming. I wonder how this is going to affect like Netflix and all this, not in a negative way, but because they have a bank of content, people are going to go and sign up to watch that stuff because there's nothing new on TV.
But see, that's the problem though, too. Like with streaming, when COVID was going on, right? And we had the big streaming boom. The streaming boom was based on the fact that that was the only place you could get new original material, right? Because COVID didn't affect the streamers because they didn't need people to go to movie theaters. So they could keep putting out all the shows they had made over the past year that wasn't ready to be released yet, but now it's ready to release. They could put out all this brand new content. The streamers aren't going to have this either. They're going to have their libraries, and like that, again, will probably push some people to go to watch, Seinfeld reruns. Mm-hmm. Sure, but they're going to be as affected as anybody with things. But again,
for new content, yeah.
For new content, yeah.
Netflix, don't they have like a bank for like the next 2 months of things that they're going to release? Like
movies. Yeah, just like movies. There's going to be some that's already ready and done and in post-production and they'll have ready to go. We won't feel the impact of the writer's strike for a little bit of time.
Right.
Longer for movies, but a little bit shorter for TV. But we won't feel it in the next month or two. It'll be after a few months that we're going to start to really, unless you're like an avid viewer of the late night talk shows, Saturday Night Live, things like that are always written the week they come out. You're going to feel those immediately. But your regular favorite TV shows, those you won't notice the difference for a little while.
This might be a dumb question because I haven't really researched this. But what about the foreign series that we get from Korea or whatever?
No.
Like, does that affect those releases?
I don't think it'll affect those releases because I don't think their writers are part of the Writers Guild of America.
So Netflix got...
So you might see a big surge in like Korean zombie shows or something like that, right? We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Have you already maybe started seeing some impact? Maybe you're like a big fan of the late night talk shows or Saturday Night Live or things like that require writing day of. Maybe you're holding your breath because you know your show is going to get interrupted. I don't know. Whatever you think about this whole thing, jump down to the comments section below and leave your thoughts there. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's show, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. When the spring sunshine is calling your name, don't call for takeout. Get HelloFresh instead. Their quick and easy meals make feeding the family and yourself a cinch, and without the high price tag. Their new fast and fresh options are ready in just 15 minutes or less. And guys, don't worry about it if you're not exactly a pro in the kitchen. HelloFresh's foolproof recipes arrive pre-portioned and easy to prepare in just a few steps. You guys know Ann and I have been using HelloFresh for a long time now, and we absolutely love it. Both of us being working professionals, it's often difficult for us to find time to make dinner together. But with HelloFresh, it's easy, it's fun, and it's absolutely delicious. So go to HelloFresh.com/Campea16 and use the code Campea16 for 16 free meals plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea16 using the promo code for 16 free meals plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.